What's up, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna be doing a chit chat, get ready with me kind of thing. I am currently getting ready for a fashion show my school is having, and I'm gonna pop out a little bit. I haven't got cute in a while, and I wanted to talk to y'all about some stuff, life updates, so I figured I would do it in a video. So here I am, I'm about to get all glammed up and talk with y'all. So without further ado, let's get it, let's go. So life, it's been a while since I got on camera and talked to y'all and kind of just gave y'all some life updates. Although I am active on this channel a lot, I'm not really ever very personal with you guys, and that's kind of for a reason. I like to keep things secret sometimes, but yeah, I just want to be very open and just have a talk, we're friends, this is a conversation. So lately I've been real into my music. For those of you who don't know, I do make music. Do my eyebrows here, by the way. I do make music. So it's been about almost a year, actually, kind of crazy. Almost a year since I dropped my So Sick remix. And y'all might be wondering, or anybody who's I guess a fan of my song might be saying, oh, when's this girl gonna drop new music? And the truth is, I did it, go to the studio a couple months ago before winter break to, record a new song and all that. And I had the beat made for the song, but to be genuinely honest with y'all, I didn't have the funds, the money to get all the studio time that I needed. And I feel like that's what a lot of artists don't tell y'all, whether they're local or celebrities. Studio time is not free. And that is a commodity that unfortunately many people, especially college students, cannot afford. And that kind of is a roadblock on the way to actually dropping music and actually releasing stuff. That kind of really fucking sucks, because it's I want to drop music, but I literally cannot because A, I don't have money right now, money's real tight, and B, it's me, I'm a perfectionist, so I like my music to be perfect when I drop it. Granted, I do have several remixes from last spring that I could have dropped after So Sick, but I just felt like they weren't up to par. You know what I mean? They weren't up to my standard, and I just wasn't feeling them anymore. Sorry y'all, I had to do my eyebrows up close in the mirror because I couldn't do it on camera. It was just too much. Anyways, my music. I'm gonna talk a little bit about how I got to even doing rapping and all that stuff, because whenever I tell people, this is real interesting. Whenever I tell people oh, I rap, they're like, what? Really? Do I not look like what a rapper should look like? Do y'all expect me to walk around in flashy clothes, wearing a chain, and talking like I come from the hood? What do y'all expect from me? Because I really want to know. I feel like people have a preconceived notion of what a rapper should dress, talk, act like, etc. And I don't fit into that preconceived bubble. So people come off shocked when I tell them that I rap, and they definitely shouldn't, because just because I speak properly, just because I don't dress a certain way, doesn't mean that I can't be a rapper, it just doesn't make sense to me. I started, honestly, I've always been in, I've always loved the arts and stuff. I started dancing in church when I was little. That was my gateway to dance. My gateway to music around the same age, when I was 8 or 9. I was in my school's 4th grade and 5th grade choir, and at that point I wasn't rapping yet. I didn't even start rapping as a joke almost until I was about 13 or 14, I want to say, because I remember one year at Thanksgiving dinner, my sister and I want to say I was 14 or 15, we made up a little joke rap for the family, and it was real funny because it was low-key fire though. Honestly, to this right now, I can't remember the words to the rap, but I think that was one of the first times when I realized yo, I want to do this. It didn't really click for me until, I don't know, college maybe, that I was like, yo, like I want to rap. Because all throughout high school, I loved music, I loved singing, I loved all this, but I was very shy. And that really got in the way of me like claiming my talent, because I would shy away from solos or, you know, anything that put me in the spotlight. And that really hindered me, looking back now. That really hindered me from becoming like, you know, to my full potential. High school, I was very, very quiet, very shy. But when I came to college, I felt like I had to almost reinvent myself. So I came into college, and in high school, that was when I started writing the first verse of my So Sick remix. And I was actually inspired by, because I was in the Rap Game Was On season 3, and I was inspired by King Roscoe's So Sick challenge. So I was inspired, then I wrote my own remix, and then I got to writing and I loved it. I wrote that first verse, you know, like all my life I never trusted dude, that part. And then it wasn't until last year, that was sophomore year of college, I finished it. And then I was like, yo, I want to record this. So I started looking around for producers, you know. So I started looking around and I found my good friend Carlton. So I hit him up, we got in the studio, started recording the remix. And my first time on the mic, I was nervous as hell. I was like, oh my God, I'm in a real studio. What if I mess up? What if I do something wrong? But eventually I did get it and I recorded it. When, you know, he heard it, he was like, yo, play that back real quick. Cause I remember it was the line when it was like, you got nerve, saying I'm to blame, maybe I am for falling for your stupid game. He was like, whoa, like that part is probably also my favorite line in the song. And he loved it. He was, you know, he was rocking with it. And so I was like, I'm dropping this ASAP, because I knew that I wanted to drop this song and I knew that I loved it, and everything in that song was indeed a true story based off of my own experiences. So that's why I wrote that song, and that's why I chose to release that song, because that same day I recorded about 4 other remixes aside from So Sick, but So Sick was the only one where I was confident in. I was like, I love this song, I need to drop it now. So yeah, after I recorded the song, I had entered in a school talent show, and I was going to dance, but then my best friend said, they were like, Kay, why don't you do that rap you wrote? And I was like, oh yeah, you're right, like I have this rap. So at first I only had like planned to do the first 2 verses and perform it. Then I was like, wait, let me add this 3rd verse that I had like just to the side, like a little piece that I had written earlier. And then I put that all together, the 3 sections. And I was like, oh, this shit slaps. So once I had that all, you know, put together, I, you know, went to the studio, recorded it, and then I performed it in the talent show. And boy, was I nervous. I was scared shitless. Like, I was gonna shit my pants. After I performed it, I ended up getting 3rd place. I was kind of disappointed because I was like, I put my all into this song, but at the same time, I was proud of myself because I had conquered my stage fright and I had got up on stage and did this thing that I never thought I'd be able to do. Yeah, I was just very proud of myself. And so I did that. And I was like, all right, I had debuted as Kay. That's my nickname and my stage name. And so that was kind of my debut as a rapper. And after that, I actually got a lot of support, you know, from friends, family. They were like, oh, she rapping now, my rapping daughter, my rapping friend. And I'm like, yeah, that's me, you know, that's me. And I was very humble. I was very like surprised, I guess, that I got so much love and so much support, because I was just like, this is really my dream and what I want to do. And it was just a shock to me that like anybody could even support me in my music. So fast forward to, so that was what, April 28th, I can't do math. April 2019, I dropped the song, did the talent show. Fast forward to fall 2019. So over the summer, I wanted to do the visual like for the song, but I didn't have time. I was always working, I was always busy. So I was like, all right, so when I get back to school in the fall, then I'll record it. So I got back in the fall and I hit up a videographer to do the visual. And you know, we got to work. When I dropped the visual, I was very nervous because during the whole like shooting process, I was like, do I look good? Do I look okay? And he was like, yeah, you look fine. Just like vibe and do your thing. I was like, okay, bet. After I had, After I had recorded the visual and dropped it, I was like, yo, I'm gonna get like 3 views. It's gonna flop. I was very scared that I wouldn't get anybody to watch it. But once people started watching and like sharing it and stuff, I was like, yo, now it's past 200 views. I wanna say it's around like the 220, 230 mark, somewhere in that ballpark. I was genuinely surprised that I even got that many. I didn't even know it would get 100, let alone 200 views. I am genuinely forever grateful for all the support and all of the love that I get. I just was in shock at the prospect of people even watching it. So yeah, music has been a very big part of my life. So rapping, that's the rapping section of that little story. And the singing, like I said, I've been singing since I was about 8 or 9. So it's been over a decade. Although singing was my first passion, rapping is newer, but I feel like they're like equal. I can't do it because I'm holding it up, but you get it, they're equal. Like if someone asked me to pick, would you rather sing or rap? I don't think I could genuinely pick one because I feel like they go hand in hand, you know? There's no way that I could only sing or only rap. So that's just my thing, you know? Like singing, rapping, I love both of them a lot. Sorry y'all, I had to charge my camera because it was dying, but I am back finishing the video. While the camera was charging, I finished my eyes. Now I'm doing my face. Now I got my foundation and BB cream here to mix them. But yeah, so I do music and I write as well. I write poetry and short stories and poems. I said poems already. I write poetry, short stories, obviously songs. That's obviously part of the selection. I write all that stuff, and I've always been a very reading and writing kind of person. Like it was just always like interesting to me. So I've always been into like the writing portion of music from the start. Like writing was always like my thing. Like in middle school and grade school even, I was always into that stuff. That's where I kind of got my writing start from. So that's why I'm kind of like into kind of like wordplay and all that. In my Megatron rap, like I say, I stay booming like an I can't even say it now. I stay booming like an onomatopoeia. And that was kind of my way of trying to bring out that kind of nerdy English side in me, you know? And to kind of just show people that I'm not a typical rapper. I feel like most rappers wouldn't use that in their songs, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, so I've always been writing and all that. As you guys can tell, I'm very into the arts. I'm sorry that I'm like all over the place. I'm very bad at multitasking, like doing makeup and talking at the same time, as you all can tell. But this was kind of my first ever get ready with me chit chat kind of thing. But yeah, so today's theme was like the music and all that stuff. And yeah, I just love music. My dream is to obviously become, you know, a rapper, a singer, go on tours and all that. That's my dream. That's what I want to do. And so I'm essentially done with my makeup. I will insert a end slide with my finished look, like the whole outfit, everything. So thank you all for talking with me, I guess. And that was all for this Get Ready With Me. All right, bye.